G'day, Trooper Cody, and this is one of our videos about the West, Westerns and Hollywood mythology, and it's about what I reckon's a pretty good movie, a John Wayne Western, and it's called The Train Robbers. And so the things I'd like to talk to you about the Train Robbers, particularly if you're a horse person already, or if you're a person that's thinking about getting a horse, there are 4 things from the Train Robbers well worth watching. And the first one is that great Australian actor, Rod Taylor. The great Australian actor, Rod Taylor. He rides into town and he's pretty hot and he's pretty sweaty, and he rides up to the tank, the water tank, where the steam train, you've seen it, the big chute, the steam train stops, they swing the chute around, pull a string, and all the water pours down. So he rides up, he stops directly under the chute, and he pulls the string, and a torrent, a waterfall of water comes straight down on him and this unsuspecting horse, and the horse pretty much just stands there. And of course I had my usual chuckle when I thought to myself, yep, that horse would have practiced that scene 20 times before they actually did it. You can see that it's a stuntman too, not the actual Australian actor doing it, and who can blame him really. So then another scene well worth seeing from that movie, of course, is when the bad guys come into town, and there's 20 of them on a flat car behind a train, and when they come in, they just slide open the gate on the flat car, and one after the other, all saddled up, they just jump from the flat car down onto the ground. And honestly, it is really worth watching how those horses go from stationary with riders on their back jumping down onto the ground. That's a great scene. And then another great scene is very much an aerial view taken from some considerable height, and the railway line goes past a corral, and the corral has 6 horses being held by a man outside the corral, between the corral and the railway track. And it's a big high aerial shot, and as the steam train comes puffing and hissing into the station, these horses just do all, it's like it's a choreography, the way they just all perfectly spin together to get out of the way of the steam train. And you can see they all look at it, every one of them, side by side, they all look at it as if to say, oh my God, what's that? And then once the steam train goes, then they do the other thing that horses is like, they just go, oh. And even from a height, you can see them all just settle down perfectly. And of course, the very last scene, well worth seeing in that movie, is the very end. And the 6 heroes from the movie take off at the flat gallop to chase the train. That's the end. And the camera, again, pans really high into the sky. And as they take off, what is so hilarious, of out of nowhere, stage left, and out of nowhere, stage right, 2 other horses, well, it's a horse and a mule actually, just completely appear out of nowhere and go charging after the 6 heroes. And of course, what this is the herd mentality. They were up there, they were filming action, let's go. They're filming the scene, and then suddenly, out of nowhere, these other horses do the herd thing, which is, don't go without me, don't go without me. And so these other horses go charging off after our 6 heroes. And of course, it wasn't planned, they keep it in, and only obsessive compulsive horse freak like myself and some of you out there, I'm sure, would pick that. But anyway, there's a few horsey bits from a great John Wayne movie called The Train Robbers. Till next time, cheers.